was a lot of smoke, dude. A lot of smoke.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, it's crazy.
Electric engines, man. I'm telling you, electric.
I'm convinced.
Wise words from Jos. How exemplary was the Dutch family to turn around and offer to tow us back. They had set their course, but helping out was their priority. Jos phoned for backup. They were on a tight schedule and had to continue on.
It was really a big pleasure, mate. We will follow each other digital and take care, okay?
Okay, you too.
Bye,
Goodbye. You too. Keep making those movies. I want to see them. And they were off on their Steel Lady Selena. I'll have to keep up with them on their Sailing Selena channel. Do follow them also. Their next destination is Tanzania and should be quality family entertainment. I truly believe we will see each other on the seas someday. Well, George is coming to rescue me. What a bummer, man. Didn't sound good, my engine problem, so guess I'm going back to Cartagena. Here's my rescue ship, George and Ray. And I think Peter too, awesome. Those guys are the men. The rescue team came to get me. Thank you guys.
He's managing quite well, George, isn't it?
George was regal at the helm when he was just 22. He once was the captain of a 150-meter motor yacht. His client then was Sophia Loren. I couldn't be in better hands. I'm back in my berth in Cartagena after being towed. It was good. The Cartagena English crew helped me out. Ray, Peter, and George. Those guys are super cool. And my other neighbor John came by, and he's a diesel mechanic. So we checked things together and turned the engine over, and it turned over fine. And it may be that there was too much oil in the engine, and it combusted. The fumes of the oil combusted, and that's what made the engine go haywire. And the engine was running off oil fumes, which can happen with a diesel engine, and hence so much smoke and everything. So the engine's turning over. What I have to do now is empty all the oil out and just make sure that there's no diesel going into the oil. Well, I'm incredibly lucky to have a neighbor who's a diesel mechanic, John, and he's gonna come and check on something because we're pretty sure that there's diesel in the oil, and there's a leak somewhere, and it's perhaps in one of these little pumps, and he's offered to take it apart and check this diaphragm and see if it's got a hole in it where the fuel has been leaking into the oil. Hopefully it's just that, but wow, super fortunate. That should be a gasket, right?
Yeah, we can make a gasket. No, that shouldn't have fallen out of there really. That's one of the valves. Okay, so quite often these will come out by pushing it in and turn it, and it's got a little. Yeah, that's where the oil will get to. So if there's a little hole like that, that would be enough to do it. You can hear it at first.
So?
I think it's alright.
John here is making a homemade gasket. Something I didn't know could be done, but it can.
It seems the diaphragm's still okay, so that would be the first place to check to see if the diesel had gone, because that's easy to check. Because he had 8 litres of oil instead of it's 5, so it's got up into the combustion chamber and started running on its own.
Yeah. The other thing is also maybe an injector's gone.
Yeah, except that that would only put fuel into the combustion chamber, so Normally the engine doesn't run quite as sweet as this.
So we replaced the oil filter with a new one, and I'm putting in all brand new oil, and we'll check and see if the level increases tomorrow morning. So let's cross our fingers. Check this morning, the oil level was up. That means there's still diesel getting into the oil, so there's definitely a leak somewhere. So I'm gonna do part of the work and then have the professionals rebuild the injector pump or whatever, and then check the injectors and have them put it back in. There's a limit to my capacities as a mechanic guy, you know, a computer dude, artist, video man. So you gotta sometimes let the professionals do what professionals do.
Crazy! Never heard anything like it.
It's one of the big cruise ships out there that's doing the E.T. song or something. All right, get out of here.
There was a lot of diesel in my oil, and I needed a diesel injector pump rebuilt.
This is the place that's fixing my injector pump. They're really good. It's they're called Diesel, and they service all types of engines, including Perkins. So they've been really cool. This terrific woman named Rosa has been helping me out with Alfonso the Mecanico. Apparently my ejector pump was pretty fucked. There was all sorts of parts that were really screwed, and it was pouring diesel in my oil. So I get to stay here a few more days in Cartagena. Dan's gonna come and join me soon, and we're gonna head off middle of next week.
I had a few days to wait, so I went out on an excursion.
Alternative village just outside of Cartagena, about a half an hour walk away. Super cool little village, man. Harbor of Cartagena in Spain, and apparently it's one of the best natural harbors in Europe, and it was prized by all sorts of cultures, probably for thousands of years. You know, primarily, or most well known as the Romans, so that goes back, you know, probably a couple thousand years. And you can see that there's like fortresses all around protecting this place. The world's biggest sailing yacht. It's like, I don't know, it's certainly interesting, it certainly has some aesthetics and beauty, but man, it's that excessive or what? It's like Dilbar in Barcelona, but this is a sailing vessel. Apparently it's here to do some sea trials and some finishing up. It's been out already and it's come back in, and I think it's some Russian billionaire, although it's flying a British flag, and it's worth somewhere around 400 million bucks. This is the arsenal over there, where a good part of Spain's army is, or navy, I suppose. This is why Cartagena has such a strong military culture. So this has been a military outpost for, I guess, hundreds, maybe thousands of years. So this is a great natural harbor, marina. So military folks have been hanging out here for quite a while, maybe thousands of years.
Some people have the exaggerated means to build their own private super yacht, and some have the simple sheer will.
We came here only for a day, actually. We came here just for a day, just to have a look at it, and then we went further back up the coast, up to Denia. And we was going to go across to Ibiza and them, and then the wife said, well, if we're going to winter, why don't we go back down to Cartagena? Came down from England. We got caught in England in the storm, which was pretty bad, and then we came across the Bay of Biscay, which was not very good really. Got a couple of doors ripped off. It was really bad. After we got through the storm, the wind was with us.
Oh, okay.
So we thought, you know, let's go for it. We had plenty of water on board and food, so cabin there, which is my beer store.
Where do you get your beer from?
Anywhere what's selling it cheap.
And your galley.
You've got another bunk there.
Yeah.
You've got your galley here. And if you walk this way, watch your head at this end, whatever you do, because you'll only hit it once. You've got your other cabin here with all the fitted room, and then you've got another little bathroom in there as well.
Oh, fantastic.
It took 10 years to build it, but it's up for sale now because she's a heavy boat and she needs a lot of wind, is one thing. Number two is that there's only me and my wife now sailing her. And it's a shame really, because you know, she's a strong boat, but she's too much now for me and my wife.
So how did you build it? I mean, how did you spend 10 years building a boat?
Well, I come from a steelworking town, here in the north.
Where are you from originally?
Scunthorpe.
Where?
Scunthorpe.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, it's a little steelworking town up north.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, it's in between Leeds and Hull and all the big cities. So I've got all the steel. Everybody who works on the steelworks,
Yeah.
they can buy what they call scrap value. So that's where all the hull came from. And then of course, you know, all the timber work and everything, I just built it in the backyard. And then that was it.
So you spent 10 years to build this boat, and you're ready to sell it?
Yeah. It's perfect if you're going to go cross oceans.
Ah, you hear that? People don't want to buy a boat that crosses oceans?
This, you know, she's 18 ton, autopiling,
18
it's got everything on it, take you anywhere around the world.
There was another attraction I wanted to see in the city rich with maritime history. For centuries, Spain has been a seafaring nation to reckon with. But guns were now replaced with cameras. Shots are no longer fired, but taken by travelers who are on their quest to see the world. We're not out to conquer the world, but discover it. The adventure spirit of the Vikings and the conquistadors is alive and well, just a lot more humble and friendly.